Hello, this is Dr. Do again. This video is on alphabetic list problem on F. Today I'm going to talk about the folic acid deficiency. I think I have mentioned it before when I talk about anemia and when I talk about the vitamins. But today I'm going to talk more specific on this folic acid deficiency because it is not just caused anemia. And also I like to mention about the mechanisms. What does the folic acid do? As a vitamin B9 is another name. And why it is so important, especially for the pregnant woman. If you know it, you probably, if you have a friend who is pregnant or if your family is pregnant, you know it, folic acid as daily base has to take. So is any associated condition with folic acid deficiency warrant emergency visit? Since folic acid deficiency is not developing 1 day or 2 days, or usually it's a chronic condition, so really not required the emergency visit unless the folic acid deficiency is associated with severe chronic alcohol consumptions and complicated as delirium tremor. So if that's the case, that's the emergency. Of course, this long-term alcohol consumption can cause the folic acid deficiency and the delirium tremors, which is very serious, has to see the emergency room to treat it as soon as possible with the vitamins, with the nutrients, with the fluid to otherwise, because the mental status is undergoing change. So other than that, the folic acid deficiency itself is not an emergency. So let's talk about, before I talk about the folic acid or folate deficiency, let's talk about, introduce about what folate does to the body. So folic acid or folate is a vitamin B9, so belongs to the vitamin family, which is B family, so which is the water soluble vitamins. So folate is it's rich in the greens. All the green vegetables or fruit are full of the folate. So we take it from fruit or vegetables, and it's absorbed through the small intestine. So this folate is very important. It is involved in the nucleic acid synthesis, which is the DNA synthesis, requires this folate. So talking about this, that I think it's worth to mention for some chemotherapeutic drugs, because their target is the process of DNA synthesis. So for example, the 5-FU, if patient taking 5-FU, so it's encouraged to take folate, because the folate will reduct in the body, reduced to the dihydrofolate and to the tetrahydrofolate, and this tetrahydrofolate, which means it's a precursor for the nucleic acid base, one of it to synthesize. So then 5-FU is target on this, so need to replace with the folate, so to protect the side effect. So this is another important of the folic acid. The other important function of folate is for pregnant women. It is required to take folic acid. I think it's every pregnant woman, after you diagnose as pregnancy and the prenatal visit, you're going to be otherwise to take folic acid. So because the same idea, during the embryonic stage, the nerve cells or the other cells undergoing the development, and DNA replicate very fast, so need a lot of the base, which is folic acid, has to be replaced or replenished to take folic acid to prevent the nerve damage after the infant is born. So that's another important function. If the folic acid deficient, it's going to affect the blood cells, particularly the red blood cells, which is called the microcytic anemia. It's similar under the microscope. The red blood cells looks similar as the vitamin B12 deficiency. However, chemically they're different, and clinically they are also different. Anemic is common for B12 and folic acid deficiency. So the symptoms I've mentioned before, if you follow my other stream of videos about anemia, feel fatigue, look pale, feel tired, and also if it is severe, can feel tightness on the chest, shortness of breath after the activity. So these are the and it has been going on for a long time. So this is the symptom of anemia. All the anemia can have this kind of symptom. On top of that, the vitamin B12 deficiency can have the neurological deficit. A folic acid deficiency causes the microcytic anemia. That's not necessary to have neurological symptoms. And also in terms of the lab, vitamin B12 has the homocysteine and methylmalonic acid abnormality, and folic acid only have homocysteine abnormalities. So these are really the view under the medical standpoint. But for the patient, as a patient, what kind of signs you're looking for to suspect that folic acid is possible, or the anemia caused by the folic deficiency. So again, like I said, you feel ongoing, you feel fatigue, look pale, feel tired, and sometimes if you a short activity or small activity causes shortness of breath, difficulty breathing, and you do not eat a lot of meat. That probably for the B12 deficiency, or if you do not eat a lot of vegetables, that's probably the folic acid deficiency. Or on top of any of these, or without any of this, but still if you have chronic digestive system disease, either stomach might impair the vitamin B12 absorption, or you have the small intestine inflammation, inflammatory bowel disease, for example, for long term, or irritable bowel syndromes just comes and goes and affect the absorption, then folic acid also might not enough, might deficient, because folic acid is absorbed through the small intestine. So anyway, so this is the general introduction about the folic acid deficiency. It is quite common. Or the other possibility is if you drink alcohol for a long time and not take the greens, not take folic acid. So the whole message is, regardless whether you're pregnant or not, or you're planning to have family, or if you're drinking alcohol just for fun, we all have those kind of moments, like to drink, or like have the hobbies, or have the social activities, or social required, you have to drink alcohol. If that's the case, I encourage you to take folic acid, to take vitamin B12, to take multiple vitamins to prevent the side effect, to prevent the vitamin deficiency, and at the same time to make sure drink with the food, with the vegetables, with healthy diet. So of course I cannot, as in the medical standpoint, I have to say limited alcohol intake, so to decrease the complications. However, that's just the advice from the medical standpoint, but you have your choice. You do you live your life. Then just if you have to, if you really love to drink, then take vitamins or folic acid along, so to really prevent the complications. So anyway, this is the video for today about the folate deficiency. I just introduced the mechanism, what the folic acid do to our body and to the blood system, and in terms of general nutrition. Thank you for watching. I will see you next time.